Flash, I suppose.
Oh, nice.
Which brings me to a question I've been dying to ask. Every time I think of the Flash, I think of this type of melody from Speed. Is that possible to break out of? You know that, or some variation of it?
Yeah, I think it depends on, you know, with the character. What I want to do is, not talking scenes specifically, but with the character, what I want to do is play more what's going on inside him. And he's basically terrified to have these powers. You know, he didn't want to have this. He didn't want to be basically use his jet. And so what I'm trying to do musically was get inside his head in an emotional way. But there's all these, you know, his body's changing, there's all these things. So that's kind of where I think of it more as a fluid sound than a fast sound.
There's also melancholy. Is that where that comes from?
Yeah. His mom died. He doesn't really want to be doing this. He's, you know, the weight of the world's on your shoulders. So I'm trying to do.
Take your own advice. Wear a mask.
I kind of look at this generation, like score composers, as kind of like this generation's classical music. Do you have your own favorite composer of scores yourself?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have figured out to get into this business if it weren't for John Williams. He's the master, and I grew up in a tiny town, Paris, Texas, and I didn't even know what movie music was. But at 8 years old, I was watching Star Wars. It's a cliche, everybody says it. But I remember the moment, and I thought, wow, like I've never heard that music before. So someone must have written it. It's not some old dead German. Like someone wrote that. I want that to be my job. So I have to always say he's my favorite because he's a master. He's written more well-known tunes than anyone living. But also he got me going on my path.
So you talked a little bit about the difference between the character Arrow and Flash, but with these series being the same universe, you're going to have to combine the two. Can you talk a little bit about that struggle well, not struggle, but the process of putting those two themes together because they're so different characters?
Well, I actually got to think of that a little bit ahead of time, and I actually thought about how I was going to put them together before we got to Flash. And there's this great scene in the pilot, not to spoil things, but he runs to Starling City to talk.
I saw the yeah.
You did see the pilot?
Yeah, I saw this.
And there's that incredible moment where they meet and they talk together. And at the end of the scene, what I'm actually doing, which just a few people will even know, is I introduce Arrow's theme that's been known for 2 seasons, and then I introduce Flash's theme, his emotional theme, and then by the end I intertwine them. And his, to me, is a more hopeful theme, and Arrow's a little bit more downward. So you got this sort of up-down thing going.
We kind of got that when we introduced Barry Allen into Arrow a little bit. When you first introduced it there, it's just like Arrow opens up and it's really not dark, but you can just feel it's a darker, it's a different tone.
Yeah.
When the Barry Allen episode aired, it was so much. It was such a big difference. You could tell it was going to be a different theme. So
yeah. So that's. But I did get to think, like, how are they going to relate? The difficulty becomes, when I'm working on just Arrow, how do I keep them apart, too, so that he doesn't start sounding like the Flash and my producers are going, that sounds a lot like Barry. You can't do that to Oliver. But I feel like I've been doing Oliver so long and I know who that character is. Hopefully I stay in the right mind.
I'm sorry. And can you talk about any future projects that you may have in the works?
Well, I'm heading into. This is the first year I've done 4 series at a time.
Right, it's a lot, yeah.
So I'm not really looking. Nor am I asking for anyone to call me for the next few months until I figure it out. But nothing really coming up except these shows have got.
Have your hands full.
The Mentalist, I was actually shocked we came back for a 7th season. Very fortunate, but we came back. Resurrection was a show I did last year that is coming back for a 2nd season, and both of those are completely different tonally than either of the superhero shows.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice to literally wake up and go, what mood am I in? What do I want to write today?
I'm curious. when as I go back to the Flash with Danny Elfman. And did you deliberately not listen to that to come up
Shirley
with
Walker, right? The Flash?
Yeah, with Danny
In
Elfman.
the 90s?
Yeah, 1991.
I think it's Shirley Walker.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I deliberately didn't listen to that. Because
Can I high five you?
that's intimidating.
It is. That's why I asked.
I mean, it's like John Ottman, not wanting to use Superman's theme that John Williams.
Right.
Like you just because it'll get in there. Now I'll probably end up ripping it off somehow. But what I'm actually gonna try to do is talk to Warner Brothers about letting me use it in bits as an Easter egg.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's cool.
It's in there. You find it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because Shirley was awesome, so I'd love to somehow pay homage. Because also, you guys know that they cast what's his name, John Wesley Shipp, who played Flash as Barry's father in the pilot.
It's tempting.
So I've got to sneak it in.
Real quick. So you're doing 2 of the Justice League members. Is there one, if you could do a theme for, who would you do?
Oh, you know, actually, one of the first comic books I ever bought was Aquaman. So if they introduce Aquaman, happy boy. I'll be like 5 years old in front of my
Blake, we
keyboard.
pull you to the next table.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Get your act together, my life's a movie. I leave you in that act forever.
My life's like a movie. My life's like a movie. My life's like a movie.